Hey, what's going on, guys? Paul CQ here.
Cassandra Lee, and together we are
the Power Couple. Welcome to the Power Couple Show. Bam!
Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We are here chilling with you because we love you guys. We love you guys so much. Today's episode, this is season 2, episode 4, guys. Episode 4. And today's topic is going to be, I will compromise more of me, right? You're like covering the camera.
Am I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will compromise more of me, right? Let me wait for Paolo. Thank you for the hearts, yo. I appreciate it.
Better?
Yeah, it's good. We're good. You can come on in here now. So I will compromise more of me so that I can have more of you. All right? You. And this is beautiful, man, because in relationships, give me a second. In relationships, right, there is compromise. As much as we may not like or enjoy that word, there is compromise. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to talk about that. What is compromise? You know, how do we compromise? All of these things. And Paolo's just making sure that we're on.
Good to hear.
Yeah, cool. So turn it off. And you can actually just, I think you should have the Power Couple Show on instead.
Yeah, okay,
that way you can see those comments. But man, you know, I appreciate you guys being here so much, man. And so we're going to talk about compromise. It may sound disgusting, it may sound annoying, that word, but we're going to talk about it in a positive way, right? In a positive way, because compromise can be twisted, right? I mean, I'm sure, some people like to use that word against other people. Like, for example, like, remember, compromise, and it's like, stop using that against me. Like, I don't have to compromise this, right?
Real quick, we're actually not live on the show. I'm not sure what happened, but just give me a second. Go ahead, baby. Keep talking.
Yeah, for sure. So, Paolo's just really going to make sure that we are live on the actual PowerCoupleShow.com, which you can go and visit so you can check it out. Leave us some hearts, double tap your screen, some comments, right? And let us know that you're here, excited to be here and stuff.
Hold this
Let me just hold that, yeah. Thanks for the hearts. Who's here, by the way? Let me shout you guys out. We got Alicia. Alicia's here. Thank you for being here, girl. So I'm excited to talk about some compromise. We just literally got back from working out. Paolo got to take a shower. I didn't get to take a shower just yet due to time, unfortunately, today. So I look a little beastie, right? All right. How we doing over there, baby?
We're doing great, man.
Doing great?
This
is why we gotta like triple check everything before we actually go live. Right or wrong?
I mean,
right?
The link is there, but for some reason
I think you're fine. I think it was just...
Maybe it was just my phone?
Yeah. You're good. See?
There we go. Yeah, maybe it was my phone. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Here we go.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Alright, so now that everything's good, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, baby. Where's, there we go. Perfect. Alright, cool, guys. Hey, don't forget to share, right? Retweet this, share this. This is awesome, right? We love that you guys share it or retweet it because then, there might be somebody that you know that needs to hear some of this information here that we talk about on the Power Couple Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I can't wait. Paolo and I have some really good plans in the future next week for how we want to start doing this show. But in the meantime, we're just going to stick to today's topic, which is I want to compromise more of me so that I can have more of you.
Of you.
Yeah, man, that's the beautiful thing.
So we're going to be talking about, man. So welcome our viewers from Meerkat, our viewers from Periscope, and our viewers from YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Welcome. So glad that you guys are here.
And shout out to Paris Childers who left a comment on the PowerCoupleShow.com. That means a lot to us. We love you.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you so much, girl. We appreciate you. Tell your daughter we say hi, right? Tell everyone we say hi. Mm-hmm. All right. Those of you who are watching us on Periscope and Meerkat, go view the PowerCoupleShow.com and grab your free PDF that we're offering there. All right, so let's get right into the topic. You ready?
Absolutely.
Compromise. Who likes the word compromise?
You sure everything.
If you like the word compromise, I want you to put it in the comments. I like it. If you hate it, let me know. Put it in the comments. Do you dislike or like the word compromise? Okay? Sometimes I hate it. Honestly, the word compromise doesn't sound appealing, right? It's like, what do you mean I have to compromise? But let me tell you that there's a positive side to this, okay? There's a positive side to this. Baby, do you remember what I said to you on our first date?
Yeah, I remember.
You want to share that?
Yeah, that sometimes you just have to, what's going to happen is that, you're just going to have to be selfless, Yeah. You have to be selfless.
I literally said this. I said, babe, you know why relationships don't work?
Yeah, you should have been a little bit more specific.
And he said,
in New York, right?
He was like, yeah. And then he's like, no, I don't. Well, you mentioned it, being selfless. And I said, well, if I put your feelings before mine, right? And if you put my feelings before yours, how could this not work? Because then everything of our intention, everything that we're doing is in the focus of you before me, or me before you.
Exactly.
That's compromise, y'all.
It's compromise.
That's compromise.
It's compromising big time.
What's a negative way of compromising?
A negative way of compromising is when you're compromising who you are. You try to fit in, you try to fit in the crowd, or you try to be somebody you're not because you want to kind of, you want to be accepted, right? So you kind of come out as someone you're truly not instead of being just authentic and being yourself.
This is like a fine line, though.
That is a negative way because, sometimes the word compromise can be looked as a negative thing.
But there's a fine line between that because some people are like, oh, I missed it. Stay away from selfish people. Yeah, man. But look, there's a fine line. And let me tell you, some people, they really take this, but this is who I am, to a whole nother level, right?
Exactly.
And it's like, no, that's not really who you are. That's a facade of who you are. You're putting up these walls, right? And so I love that you mentioned this, which is like, don't compromise who you are for the other person, but do compromise the things that don't add to who you are, okay?
Exactly.
Compromise the things that aren't going to help you become the best version of who you are.
Yes.
Okay? That's huge. And let me tell you something. You have to sit down with your spouse and ask each other this question. What is our vision? What is our vision?
That's good.
For this household?
That's good.
For our future kids?
That's real good.
What's our vision for this family in this world? Okay, listen to these questions that I'm asking, right? What's the vision that we have for our household? Like how we're going to govern our life, okay? And then what's our vision in governing our family when we have future kids? What's the vision? How do we want to raise them up to be? And then what's our vision for the entire family, for the world? What's the vision that we have set out to be an example to this world, right? When you get so clear on the vision that you have for that hope, for your entire being of a family, right? This unit, what happens now? You guys get on the same page. Exactly. You're completely clear with what you want, how we should operate, what we should be doing, how we should be living. Once you have those standards, what needs to happen?
I mean, actually, I want to just talk about that compromise, being able to, sometimes when we're fighting and sometimes when we get into like a disagreement, and this goes for anything, right? And again, guys, welcome to people from Meerkat, from Periscope, and from YouTube.
Woo!
Right? Thank you guys for joining us at the Power Couple Show. We're here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and today we're talking about, I'm going to compromise me for more of you. Mm-hmm. But I think that sometimes when we're like in the midst of fighting, or in the midst of a disagreement, or in the midst of a discussion, sometimes, one of you guys may be right, or sometimes maybe both of you guys may be right. But in that situation, the only thing that's going to make it right is being united. Being together, being united, not being on opposite sides, right? But being on one side. So what ends up happening is, and I think it's the best thing, is that sometimes we have to just chunk up. Sometimes we have to kind of see what the grander picture is, right? Kind of stop looking at it this way and kind of see from a bigger picture and step back and see, what is my vision? What's our vision for this household? What's our vision for our relationship? What's our vision for this business? And when you do that, all of a sudden you step back and you begin to start to see the truth of what you're doing, right? Yeah. And it's like, I'm not going to continue to keep arguing because you're right. If our vision is X, Y, and Z, then how is this situation conducive to helping me get there? That's
true, man. Look, once you know the vision, you're setting a standard. Okay, think about that. You're setting a standard. You're putting down a law. okay, to govern your entire life together. That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Once you understand that vision, that standard, do you know what you need to do next is find out what your role is in that. So once we have this vision, this standard, I'm going to say, okay, so what's your role in helping me accomplish that? What's my role in helping you accomplish that? What's our role in helping accomplishing this vision?
Exactly.
And now you get clear, very clear on the roles that you both partake, right? And once you get clear on those roles, compromise sets in. It is time to compromise what is no longer necessary, what is no longer attractive to that vision, that standard, and the role that you are accepting in this vision.
Absolutely.
Man, that's huge, guys. That is huge. I can't tell you enough. I mean, I want you to just do this, okay? I want you, if you're with your spouse right now watching this show, I want you to look at them. If you're not with them right now, I want you to text them or call them, okay? And I want you to just say this, look, baby, I compromise more of me so I can have more of you.
Thanks.
Just look at how deep that is.
That is pretty deep.
Think about it. I'm going to compromise more of me.
Yeah.
Just so I can have more of you.
Yeah.
And now say it back. Go.
Baby, I'm going to compromise more of me so I can have more of you.
How deep is that? Think about it.
It's selfless.
If you both commit to living your lives like that with each other, how can you go wrong?
You can't go wrong, man. You'll have a phenomenal relationship, and that's what the Power Couple stuff was about, right? I mean, you guys are here watching us every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and really it's to stand up, right? It's to stand up and kind of draw the line and stand up for what we believe, right? And in order to have a relationship that's empowering, a relationship that's amazing, a relationship that's actually going to last and it's going to be a meaningful one, rather than just one that's filled with argument, filled with, just things that are just completely the opposite of what you thought a relationship should be, right? I think that for the power couples or the people who are looking for that support, right, that you guys understand these principles and understand these concepts, right? Because I really do believe that these are certain things that make the biggest difference. And these are the things that we personally use in our life that have made the biggest difference. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten into fights over details because, one person was a little bit more detailed than the other person. But that's when we stopped and we said, what's the bigger picture? Sometimes you just got to step back and you got to stop seeing everything so up close, because when you see things up close, your perspective of what you're seeing up close and the perspective of what the other person may be seeing it can be completely different. I'll give you an example. Like imagine yourself right now, Like right now, I'm sitting on the left-hand side, and my wife's sitting on the right-hand side, right? And on the left-hand side, I have the ability to see more detail in the living room of where we live, and she has the ability to see more detail all the way on the right-hand side, right? Two different perspectives, even though we're in the same place. But what if we take ourselves up 50,000 feet up in the air, and we're in the airplane, and now we can literally see a state. We can literally, you've ever been in an airplane and the land just looks fake. It looks like it's in squares, right? When we're 50,000 feet up in the air, we're both seeing that square. It's just general. It's so big and massive, and we're both seeing that same perspective. That sometimes when we're so up close, we're very up close, and our face is right in front of it. Yeah, you're gonna have disagreements. Yeah, you're gonna have some fighting because you're not seeing the same thing when you're that up close. But if you can just pull back and you can see the bigger picture, then you guys can continue to you guys can drop the act, drop the disagreement, the emotions, and focus and continue doing and building the vision that you believe you've been called to do.
That's right, man. Compromise is beautiful. People look at it as, pain, as I have to give up, something. And really, compromise is tailoring what you no longer need.
Exactly.
It's excess that's going to weigh you down, right? Right? Without compromise, you just have excess of stuff that you don't need. It's just weighing you down. When you compromise, you cut out what is no longer necessary so that way you can be more fit for the job at hand, right? That's huge. It's beautiful, man. Guys, this is the Power Couple Show. We're here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Live on Periscope.
Meerkat, YouTube, and thepowercoupleshow.com. So make sure you are live with us every morning from Monday through Friday. We're looking forward. My name is Bossy Q.
Cassandra Lee, and together we are
the Power Couple. And we're talking about compromise more of me
so that I can have more of you. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. I think if the world just lived with that principle, we'd have a whole bunch of selfless people, and we're all looking to nurture each other. That's huge, man. That's huge, guys. Hey, thank you for joining us. If you just got here, what I want you to do is, if you're on Periscope, double tap that screen so we can see some hearts. On Meerkat, let us know if you like this show. Leave us some comments. Hey, thanks for the hearts, right? Leave us some comments. I want you to retweet this so that way you can share it with the people in your circle of influence. And I know that there are people in your life that need to be on this show listening to this message.
Absolutely, man.
So share it. We appreciate you. Hey, follow us. We'll follow you back, guys. Compromise more of me so that I can have more of you, man. This is such a huge topic.
Do you have any examples of times in our life where we've been able to do that very thing? Like, not, like a real life example. Do you remember any of them?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just emotion. Like, for example, there's been times where Paolo wants to do something, right? See something, listen to something, read something, just be somewhere that I don't necessarily have the heart of being there, right? And at this point, I can either say, well, I'm just going to do me, right? You can go have fun, bye, and I'll do something else that's more enjoyable for me, right? And at that point, I go, man, there's a balance. It's okay to do that every now and then, right? But the thing is this. You don't want to miss out on the experience, okay? There's an experience that's being shared. Here, I'll look for you, babe. There we go. Cool. There's an experience that is being shared. And to be involved in that experience is way more powerful than to have not, okay? Way more meaningful than your feelings of not wanting to be there. I can't really pinpoint an exact time of when that happened, but I know that has happened. I know that has happened where I didn't feel like being there, but I do it anyway. Or this, here's a huge one. Okay, here's a huge one. There has been times where Paolo may have an idea or some type of plan, and it may not be, personally, the best plan that I think, And I have two choices here.
Thanks for liking this, Brian, and retweeting this. Appreciate you, brother.
I could either do two things right now. I could either tell him, right? Or I can watch him learn from the experience. And I have to have discernment in knowing which one is needed at the moment, right? Because if I tell him, I can help him. But if he's not ready to receive it, I cannot do that, right? I can't. If he isn't ready to receive it, I have to watch him go and learn and grow. So I have to compromise, me, right? Aiding him so that he can grow from it. This has happened often, right, baby?
Yeah.
Where you're in a situation and you're going through like some type of growing pain.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing I can say or do, or I know what to say or do, but I cannot engage because you, my friend, have to learn from that experience on your own.
Absolutely.
That's a huge compromise. That's a different type of compromising, right? I'm compromising, the helping hand. I'm compromising. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Word.
No. It's dang it, I had it on the tip of my tongue and then you yelled the word. What's the word, man?
What's the word, man?
When someone's going through something and then you help them too much, you know what I mean?
Oh, enabling.
Enabling, right? Thank you. I don't want to enable him, right? So he has to learn and grow so that he can grow into the man that he's destined to be.
Yeah, so we have a question by Brian real quick.
Yeah.
He says, when is there a point when you compromise way too much?
See, compromising way too much happens when the only way
threshold.
Yeah. The only way you feel that you're compromising way too much is when the other person isn't compromising as much. In my personal opinion.
Okay.
Right? I will only feel that I've compromised way too much if I don't see the same.
Yeah, because you can't be a pushover either.
You can't.
You can't be a pushover. You can't be to the point where the person's just taking advantage of you.
But if you both are in the mindset of, hey, I'm going to compromise more of me so that I can have more of you, the word more has no cap. It has none. There is no threshold. But you both have to be on that same page. If one isn't on that same page, is the only time that you feel that you've overdone the compromising.
Absolutely.
Other than that, no. You both should be constantly compromising. Here's why. The life around you is constantly changing. The challenges around you are constantly changing. You should be constantly changing in growth, right? You should be growing. If you're the same person as you were the day that you met your spouse, something is wrong, okay? So as all of these changes are happening, what begins to happen? More compromise. Hey, we don't have kids. Add kids into the picture. Guess what's going to happen? More compromise. And as these kids grow, guess what happens? More compromise. Guess where we live, right? As we move into more places, bigger heights, as more money comes into our lives, guess what happens? More compromise. As we start making more friends, as we start meeting new relationships, guess what happens? More compromise. There's just always going to be more compromising, but I don't mind because I want to compromise more of me just so I can have more of him.
That's right.
That's it.
We have another question really quickly. Let me just give a couple shout outs to the people who are on here watching us. We have Emily. Shout out to Emily on Meerkat for coming on here. We have Yellow Box Marketing. What's up, man? We have our boy, our friend,
Brian.
the myth, the legend, Brian. Okay, and we also have Peter Rivera, and we just have Stefan who just came in. And again, guys, thank you for joining us on Periscope, YouTube, and Meerkat. This is the Power Couple Show. We're here Monday through Friday,
10 a.m. Eastern, live on Periscope,
Meerkat, YouTube. All right. So his question is: do you still communicate your opinion when he's going through growth?
It depends. Okay, this is where you really need discernment. Okay, this is where you really need discernment, and I think that there's times where I share my opinion, and I didn't use discernment. And he may get offensive, right? And at that point, we need to sit down, okay? When there's an offense happening, there's a void that's beginning to build. So we sit down, and I say, I'll say, baby, what did I say that got you angry, right? And he'll say, man, I don't like that. Every time I'm doing X, Y, and Z, you come in like it's bad. And
actually, that reminds me of a time when, you have to understand, like my wife, she's like very womanly, right? She's very independent, and she doesn't really, she's one of those people where she's not, like when I first met her, she was like strong-willed, she knew what she wanted, she had direction, and sometimes, I'm not saying all women are like that, but sometimes women, there are some women that are kind of like, I need a guy to direct me, right? This and that. But I remember actually when I first got in a relationship, right, when it got to the point where I was like, yo, I need you to just fall back a little bit because I feel like, you're not leaving me any room for growth. You're not leaving me any room for me to take action, for me to feel like a man. And, remember that? Remember that? And like, I remember that, right? And it was just something that we had to kind of understand each other on the same page because we were just dating, we were just getting to know each other. And she's always been very strong-willed, but now that we're in a relationship together, right, we had to both understand that there's certain things that we need to let each other do to make us feel great about ourselves, and there's certain things that we need to let go, right, so then the other person can do more, right?
Yeah. And I think it's all about how you word it. And there's sometimes, you're caught in the moment, so you express it as an opinion, and that's when offense is taken. And when you sit down and go, hey, what I meant to say, or I said it like this because I know you can do it better, right? I know it could be done better, so you can get the better result. And really, all I share my opinion is because we want the same thing, right?
Exactly.
We want the same thing. So there's times where I do that, and sometimes it's not the best time. And so sometimes I have to work on my wording, or just, I shouldn't say anything until, right? What's that until? Until he goes, dang it didn't work. And he feels down, and I'm there to dust him off, and I say, baby, get up, try it again, and try it like this, okay? Sometimes that needs to happen. But it all depends on the stage you're in life, right, together, and the stage that they are in personally in their growth. I mean, it's something that you feel. You're with this person every single day. You're in love to become one. So you begin to understand that boundary, that limitation of where he is in his life, where I am in my life. I mean, it happens vice versa too. It's not just me with him. There's some things that he compromises in cutting his tongue so that I can go pursue something and fall flat on my face so he can be there to pick me up, right? There's another question here. It says, Is there a point when you're compromising to the point when you're not supporting each other? I think compromising is support. So I don't know how compromising can lead to no support. So if you want to elaborate that so I can answer this the way that you're looking to hear an answer, but I'm going to give you what I understand. And I think that compromising is supporting. Mm-hmm. Because compromising is tailoring the excess, think of like clothing, right? If a clothing is too big on me, right, there's excess material. It's not needed. So I'm going to tailor it, right? I'm going to tailor it. I'm going to tailor it to fit what? My body, so that I don't have excess for no reason. So compromising is the same thing. Is tailoring what is needed for the relationship. It's supporting the relationship, the vision, where we're going, right? So compromising to me equals support. What do you say?
The first thing that comes to my mind is when I first started the relationship with her, and I remember, I vividly remember, teaching karate, because we used to teach karate, right? And I vividly remember teaching karate, and I remember I was doing a class, and I was literally, I bombed it. It was terrible. It was terrible, okay?
What's up from Periscope?
What's up from Periscope, man? I think from now on, you should start Meerkatting.
Yeah, right.
I think that you'd get more people on your Meerkat.
Yeah.
Periscope is awesome and everything,
but it's too slow.
People are fast
paced.
Yeah, Meerkat is like they'll sit down and pop a popcorn,
yeah,
pop a drink, and they'll just sit down and listen.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So I vividly remember teaching a karate class. First time teaching my class, and I remember bombing it. I remember doing some ridiculous stuff. I remember I had to plan out the intro, and I turned it into this just imagine Karate Kids not doing karate, doing like dance moves, okay?
Like aerobics.
Like aerobics, right? It was just so bad. And the funny thing is that when you're in leadership, right, the people who are looking up to you, they'll do exactly what you tell them to do, right? And sometimes people take advantage of that. But I was just completely unaware, right? So I do this class, and I just completely bomb it. And, when you're doing anything for the first time, sometimes you tend to go through it really, really quickly. And I went through it really fast, and I still had like 15 minutes left. And I remember not knowing what I was going to do. Not knowing, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got 15 minutes left, right? And the cool thing about it is that in that moment, I really needed help. It was the fact that she allowed me and she kind of pushed me out and said, you know what, go and do your first class. That right there was my step into growing as an instructor, growing as a man, growing as a leader, right? Because I really didn't want to do it. It was uncomfortable. So she pushed me out there. She let me experience what I had to experience. But then when I needed to be rescued, it's like you came at the perfect time.
Absolutely.
And you kind of just put everything together and you kind of gave me that extra breath. You kind of said, you know what, okay, he needs my help, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember, man. And it's all because, look, man, by the way, someone on Periscope's like, who are you? This is my husband, and you're watching the Power Couple Show. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, me and my husband do a show together live on Periscope, Meerkat, and YouTube, and on thepowercoupleshow.com. Today we're talking about compromising, right? Compromise more of me so that I can have more of you, okay? And yeah, I remember that because I just remember telling myself, one of the hardest things for me to do is to let go, or allow someone to do something that I know I can do way better, right? Mm-hmm. For me, that's really hard. If I know I'm good at something, I want to take it over. Like, I'm like, give it to me, I'll do it 10 times better, I'll get 10 times more of the results. And it's harder for me to let someone who's just learning how to do it, for the first time and seeing it all crumble. Very hard for me to do that. But I knew that in order for him to get to his next level, I had to throw him out there. And when I saw that he was about to fall, right? I knew I had to be there to pick him up. But at the end of the day, it's about pushing each other. It's about lifting each other. Yeah. It's about keeping each other accountable. Raising the bar, right? Raising the bar so that there's always more to go for. By the way, I want you to retweet this, okay? Retweet this, share this with your community. There's people in your community that need to hear this. If you're on thepowercoupleshow.com, share it on Facebook, wherever you are, right? This is a beautiful show. We love having you here. Cassandra Lee, and together we are the Power Couple.
We have another question here. I think it's, did you answer this question already?
Like, too much compromise. When you need their help, they keep pushing away. Okay, like too much compromise when you need their help and they keep pushing away, letting someone do their own thing but not coming back to help you when you need their support. So that's tough. Okay, that's tough. That goes back to the first thing I said. You both have to be on that same page, right? If this, the reason why relationships do not work is because one person out of the two is putting the other person before them. That's not good. What you have now is something called unequally yoked, okay? And what this term comes from is back in the day when they were farming, right? They had ox, okay? The animal, right? Ox. And they had two ox. And what they would do is they'd have one ox who was just a little bit stronger and the other ox who was just a little bit weaker. And they would put them together, right? In this thing where their necks were together. They were connected. So imagine like a ring connected to his neck and mine, and we're connected. So if he goes this way, I have to go this way. If I go this way, he has to go this way. And what this does is it basically puts them in to be in sync, right? To be in sync. And even though he's stronger than I'm going to get stronger through the process. He's also going to learn how to compromise his strength so he can keep up with me, right? But when you have two people who are completely unequally yoked, you can no longer move. You become dead space. You just stop, okay? Now, if we're on the same page, like we're equally yoked, we're going to go forward. The only way relationships work is if you both are putting each other before yourself, which is where the compromise comes. And so the only way that this non-support thing happens is if you're both not clear on the compromising that needs to take place, which is why you want to first sit down with your spouse, talk about what the vision is. What is the vision for your relationship, for your future kids, or if you have kids?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are serious about it, I think that...
What's the vision?
I mean, having a vision is powerful, I mean, even the Bible talks about it. It says, the people will perish because of lack of a vision, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, having a vision is for your relationship, I think
it's clarity, right?
It gives you clarity, it gives you direction, and it gives you the ability
Purpose,
yeah, and you get to see out into the future and what the outcome is that you really want, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's powerful.
Once you have that vision, then you got to figure out what each of your roles are to partake in that vision.
Yeah.
When you have the roles, then you know what is no longer needed. You both will know, it'll reveal itself what compromising components need to happen. It'll just happen.
Exactly.
And both of you, if you're both committed to the vision, you both will put both the same effort in compromising, in pushing the support, and all of that. You will only see a lack of support or resistance in the partner trying to compromise with you if you're both not on the same page. Get on the same page. That's the only way you can both be compromising at the same time, guys. Hey, this is the
Power Couple Show. Follow CQ.
Cassandra Lee, and together we are
the Power Couple. We're here Monday through Friday,
10 a.m. Eastern.
And we're talking about compromise me to get more of you.
That's right, guys. Hopefully I answered your question. Brian, hey, if you guys enjoyed this show, this episode, share it to the world, like it. We love you guys so much. We have reached our time. We are going to be here tomorrow at the same time at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. So if you guys go to thepowercoupleshow.com.
Refresh it. I want to see if there's any comments.
If you guys go to thepowercoupleshow.com, right, you guys can get a free PDF. You guys can be part of our VIP list. Subscribers, where you guys will get new updates, you guys will get reminders when the show's going to get started, and you guys get some extra secret sauce that no one else is going to get. So make sure you go to thepowercoupleshow.com. We're also going to be giving away a free PDF, which is the 7 key components in becoming a power couple, right?
7
key components in becoming a power couple. If you want to know that, go to thepowercoupleshow.com. Okay, sign up to our VIP newsletter list, okay, and receive that free PDF as a gift for us to say thank you, to empower you, and to make you, to hopefully make you a power couple, man. You guys are great. So if you guys have any questions, I know Brian was doing a lot of asking the questions.
You guys can't let Brian take all of the questions.
Brian took over the entire newsfeed on Meerkat.
You did. You guys got to ask more questions so that it's not all Brian there. He took it over, man. I appreciate it.
He took it over, man. He 10X'd.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I'm glad that that we were able to answer your questions.
Really quickly, you know, I want to give a shout out. I know Brian has he has a show. I think it's called Branding. You know, I think it's called Branding, and you know, it's great. It's a great show.
Branding, nice.
So he's basically sharing with other people
how to brand,
how to discover their brand,
nice.
And how to do
guys,
those kind of things.
If I were you, I'd follow Brian Arnold right now,
follow
so that way you can subscribe to his show and you can be there. Know your brand. This is beautiful, man. I mean, branding is beautiful. If you're in business and you want to take your business to the next level, branding is it is essential to your growth.
Yes, guys, and at 3 o'clock today, I'm going to be doing the I Am a Business show.
I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman.
Okay, so I'm going to be catching up with that. So that's going to be really powerful. That's at 3 o'clock. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're into business, make sure you show up to that business. I'm going to be talking about drawing the line in the sand. # stand up, right?
Nice.
So it's going to be really cool. So any questions, that'd be great, man. If not, right? Thanks for the shout out. You two are awesome. No, you're awesome, man. You're awesome.
We're also going to be streaming this on my Meerkat soon, right?
Yeah, we're going to be. So where can they follow you at?
Yeah, follow me at the Cassandra Lee, THE Cassandra with a K and 2 S's, LEE. And I'm also going to be doing a show very soon. It's called I Am Woman, and it's going to be all about. It's not just for women. It's also for men. But it's basically a show about becoming the best version of you. It's going to be awesome. So
yeah, hey, you know, we're getting a lot of traction here. Do you want to stay for an extra 10 minutes or something?
Yeah, if anyone has anything to say.
If anyone have any questions, you guys can let us know. Really quickly, shout out to Scott Lee for staying. Emily, okay. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Peter. Shout out to Yellow Box Marketing. Okay. Shout out to Brian again. Okay. Kathy. All right. We got people here. Sally. Let Paul, all right, Thomas, and Rose Petals. And you guys are great. You guys are awesome. You guys just made our day. Hopefully, we were able to say something to someone that made a lot of sense. I know my wife did most of the talking because I really believe that she has a lot of wisdom when it comes to this, because she tends to be more of the selfless person. Sometimes I tend to be the more, selfish person.
But
right?
I'm
working
doing
on
good,
it.
baby.
I'm working on it. And I'm compromising, going to the gym. I used to go by myself, wake up early, but now I compromise, and now we're going together, right?
Well, I compromise because I wake up early now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like we both compromise, right? That's pretty cool. So we both compromise. So again, guys, this is the Power Couple Show. You guys are great. You guys are awesome.
Thanks for following me, Brian, on Twitter. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, if you guys are not following our Meerkat shows, make sure you follow the shows. All right. Again, guys, we're giving a free PDF. Okay, the 7 ways to become a power couple. That's going to be on thepowercoupleshow.com. Make sure you sign up to our newsletter, VIP list, so you guys can get access to that. You guys are awesome. Do we have some people from YouTube Live? Yeah, we do have a couple of people on YouTube Live as well. You guys are great on YouTube. You guys got to jump on Meerkat or Meerkat, because Meerkat is taking over it, right? I love doing Meerkat shows. So any other questions?
That's all, man.
On any of the stuff that we talked about, because if you guys do, put them in the comments. If you guys don't, we'll stay on here for another couple of minutes.
Yeah, just a few more minutes because we have to get ready for the day.
We got to get ready for the day. What are you guys doing today, right? Let us know. Put it in the comments. All right, we have more people coming in. It's crazy, right? It's like the show starts to pick up around...
the last 10 minutes of the show.
The last 20 minutes of the show. The last 10 minutes of the show, everyone wants to join, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, the Power Couple Show, we love being here. Compromise is beautiful. Don't look at it as a threat. Don't look at it as a nuisance. You want to compromise. Embrace compromise.
Especially in a relationship.
Especially in relationships. The more you compromise, the more you get of that person. The more you get out of the relationship.
Exactly.
The better you become too, right? Because sometimes you think that you are all that in a bag of chips, and really... You're not.
You're not. You can learn so much. I've learned so much from you.
I've learned so much from you. Compromising me has gotten me a better.
That's why, when people say, who wears the pants? It's like,
the response I like to say is he wears one leg, I wear the other.
Exactly, because honestly, we go back and forth, right? There's times where I step into leadership. There's times when she steps into leadership, right? Because we've learned when to compromise, and also we understand each other's strengths. We understand each other's passions. We understand where we would like to, flourish. And because of that, one person will compromise simply for the fact to allow one of us to step into leadership or to step into whatever we love to do.
Absolutely, man. We love building and lifting each other, right? The only way we're going to get to where we go is if we compromise, so we can grow and get there to, faster in a more timely manner. All right, guys, so we love you. Peace, love, chicken grease. This is
The Power Couple here,
We'll
Monday
see you
through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern.
Tomorrow we're back here at 10 a.m. Make sure you guys are here. Go to thepowercoupleshow.com to get your free PDF on the 7 ways to become a power couple. Bowel CQ here.
Cassandra Lee, and together we are
The Power Couple.
Peace.